But what became of Caiaphas? The Bible is silent on his end. Yet Josephus, the Jewish historian, tells us that just a few years later, Caiaphas was removed from office by the Roman governor Vitellius. The man who once held the highest religious seat in Israel suddenly found himself stripped of authority. Without his position, his influence collapsed. Tradition suggests that Caiaphas lived out his final years in humiliation. Some accounts claim he took his own life under the weight of disgrace. Others say he fell into illness, his name cursed among his own people. Here was a man who had been entrusted with the law of God, the leadership of his people, and the sacred role of high priest. And yet when the true high priest stood before him, he condemned him. And so Caiaphas's legacy is not one of honor, but of infamy, remembered not for defending the truth, but for orchestrating the death of the one who is the way, the truth, and the life. Number 3. Annas, the power behind the scenes. Annas, the father-in-law of Caiaphas. Once he himself wore the sacred robes of the high priest. From a D6 to a D15, Annas held the most powerful religious position in Israel. And though the Romans eventually removed him from office, he never truly let go of the reins of power. John, chapter 18, verse 13 tells us, "And led him away to Annas first, for he was father-in-law to Caiaphas, which was the high priest that same year." When Jesus was arrested in the Garden of Gethsemane, the armed guards did not take him directly to Caiaphas. No, they brought him to Annas first. Why? Because Annas was the real power behind the priesthood. Even without the official title, his influence over the Sanhedrin was unmatched. Annas was a patriarch, a political strategist. Historical records tell us that 5 of his sons, as well as Caiaphas, his son-in-law, all served as high priests. The priesthood had become a family dynasty, with Annas acting as its head. His interrogation of Jesus was swift and cutting. John, chapter 18, verse 19 says, "The high priest then asked Jesus of his disciples and of his doctrine. It was less about truth and more about gathering ammunition to condemn him. Jesus' response was calm and unshaken. I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me." John chapter 18, verses 20 to 21. This was not the answer Annas wanted, and so, after a brief but hostile exchange, he sent Jesus bound to Caiaphas to face the full mockery of trial. The Bible does not record the final days of Annas, but history and tradition paint a picture. When the Jewish-Roman War erupted in a D66, Annas's family still held immense wealth and influence in Jerusalem. Yet in a D70, Rome's armies surrounded the city. Famine, violence, and chaos gripped the streets. The temple, the very heart of their power, was burned to the ground. Early church tradition suggests that Annas himself was either killed during the siege or executed in the internal bloodshed that tore Jerusalem apart. His wealth was plundered, his political network dismantled, his family scattered. The man who once sat at the pinnacle of religious authority died amid the ruins of the city he sought to control. The one who first questioned the Messiah did not live to see another high priest stand in glory before God's throne. Annas's legacy is a warning. It is possible to hold power over the things of God, yet never truly know God himself.